Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a somber day, man. No victory Monday, and we got some breaking news. News that we knew was coming. We had a real good chance, and Dan Campbell didn't make us wait till 3 o'clock when he gets in front of the media. And that is according to Adam Schefter. Not only is Alim McNeill done for the season, he has a torn ACL, but Carlton Davis is also out indefinitely with a broken jaw. So he is going to have to undergo surgery. I would assume that he is going to have his jaw wired shut. That's just my assumption based on what I know. Right here, I don't know if this is pre-injury, but he seems to be biting his lip. Maybe he doesn't need to get his jaw wired shut. Maybe it's a situation where you don't necessarily need that. But first they said that the initial timetable was 6 weeks. That is the NFC title game exactly, that he could be back. The good news is that his head does not control, meaning his jaw has no bearing on the rest of his body. So he could play. He doesn't need necessarily he could still be using his legs and arms, okay, while he is recovering from that and not lose a bunch of time on the field. Probably not a bunch of time he would have to get ready. But Alim McNeill, this one is devastating. Alim McNeill, so we were at the stadium yesterday, and I actually did not see the injury. I come back in, and they tell me that Alim is down, that he walked to the sideline, and then a cart came and took him in the back. And that's when they had a feeling, meaning the crowd, that it was a done deal, that he was probably, and then we were hearing like it could be a torn ACL from the stadium, from Twitter and such and things like that. This is a tragedy for our team. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. And here's the crazy, the irony of this whole situation. Now we have Terrion Arnold. We have lost Carlton Davis. So Terrion Arnold, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, and Alim McNeill. I believe Jack Campbell, he might have been out there as well as a starter. So Alim McNeill is gone. We have Terrion, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Jack Campbell, and DJ Reader. And the funny thing is, not funny as in haha, but funny, ironic, is that DJ Reader, the guy that I was not that pleased that we signed due to injury, coming off of a season-ending injury, is now the only starter on the defensive line. All the rest of them, Marcus Davenport, Alim McNeill, Aiden Hutchinson, all are out due to season-ending injuries. Then we lose Derek Barnes. I mean, there's no doubt now that Dan Campbell will win Coach of the Year. There's no doubt. When you have an entire defense, if they gave it to Kevin Stefanski from 5 different quarterbacks or 4 different quarterbacks in 2023, there's no doubt now in my mind that he will win Coach of the Year. But you know what? While that's all fine and dandy, we got bigger fish to fry. And just a little side note here. Seeing as how we lost almost our entire starting defense and we're still in this thing, it does call to question what really is an MVP. Because if we lost Jared Goff, our season would be over. All of these guys we lost on defense, our offense has carried this team, will continue to do. And if we win the Super Bowl, if we make it that far, it will be because of our offense. St. Brown, Tim Patrick, Jamison Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff, right? David Montgomery. I'm not necessarily leaving anybody out on purpose, the entire offense. If we win the Super Bowl, if we make it that far, Jared Goff goes down, we're done. We are done. Without him, none of that happens. Zero. That has to be an MVP. Now, is he going to win it? No. But he is definitely in contention. That's for sure. Josh Allen falls off a cliff. There's a possibility Jared Goff can win the MVP. But neither one of them things matters. You ever notice that the MVP, it's very rare that a team has an MVP and a Super Bowl champion the same year. You might have a Super Bowl MVP, but the Super Bowl and the MVP of the league rarely happens. So, tough day, man. Breaking news. Not only do we lose, and not to mention Khalil Dorsey, who's also was not mentioned in this tweet, but we knew that yesterday, that he's done. So we lost 3 players yesterday, 2 starters and a role player. We're going to have to dive deep in the well. I am dead serious. It's going to be a bunch of moves made. That means that Kendall Vildor is probably going to be seeing some action because Emmanuel Mosley, I have no idea. Maybe Maybe it's a good thing that we've been holding on to him. He was inactive yesterday. I don't know why. Broderick Martin, here's your time, big dog. It's your time to shine. Now's the time. This is going to be tough. We don't have any depth on our team. None. It's all been wiped out. Jason Pierre-Paul is not a DT, but he is a somebody. We going to have to get some. It's going to be, I can't wait to see who we pull up on this team. I cannot wait. We're going to get somebody. Unbelievable, man. You know, I start thinking yesterday, as I was watching the team come out the tunnel, the offense came out. They're super boring. Love our team, but the offense is super duper boring when they come out. It just was like, I don't know, man. It was almost like the way they felt, the energy in Ford Field was not the same yesterday. It just wasn't, and it was with the people coming out the tunnel, and everything. And as I'm sitting, and I had like the entire game felt like the second half of the NFC title game, and I saw somebody made that comment in a video, one of my videos from yesterday, and I was like, man, we had the same thought process. I was saying the same thing when I was watching it. We were down, and it was just like we could not get anything going, right? It's so many things that we saw yesterday, but I just felt like, what if our team, and that's why I was so upset last year. I don't know how, I really don't know how to feel right now. I'm not going to know how to feel if we don't win it all, if we don't make the Super Bowl. I'm not going to know how to feel. But I was thinking, maybe the Detroit Lions, maybe we are at the beginning of taking our lumps. You know what I'm saying? We've been a bad franchise for so long. We go from 3-12-1 or 3-13-1, 9-8, playoffs, and now we're talking Super Bowl, right? Super Bowl favorites up until yesterday. Now there's no way we can be Super Bowl favorites now, but I'm thinking, you know what? Buffalo, they had to take their lumps. Bunch of double-digit win years, you get put out by the Chiefs. As much as I can't stand the Baltimore Ravens, 13, the best record in the NFL last year, put out in the divisional round. Maybe we have to maybe we have to put our lumps in. And that's why I was like, yo, there's no reason we should have blown last year. There's no reason. Once we win, then 2023 will be a memory, like a distant ancient history. But maybe, and that's what I saw, because the next year is not guaranteed. We were super healthy last year, and now we have been decimated. The offense is going to have to carry this team. We will win because of them. We need the defense to make one play. They couldn't make it yesterday. They could not make one play yesterday. We need them to make one play, and the offense has to be flawless. Jared Goff throws an interception, we lose. Amon-Ra St. Brown fumbles, we lose. Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles, David Montgomery fumbles, we lose. The offense has to be flawless if we're going to win a Super Bowl, because the defense is not going to get it done. We don't have the people anymore. I can't even blame Brad Holmes, Dan, AG. I mean, I could talk about a pass rush. Imagine if we didn't have Zadarius Smith. I mean, seriously, I can't blame him because he can't control injury. This is tough. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Man, talk about how can you be so down with a 12-2 team? Because it's not about being 12-2. It's about being on Woodward in February with a Lombardi trophy. And right now, it ain't looking too good. We know what has to be done. The offense has to carry this team. It can still happen, but I tell you what, if the Lions do this, they will be one of the greatest teams in NFL history to get this done. I mean, we will be in the history books like no other team. And remember, I asked you guys, is grit going to be enough for the Lions to win a Super Bowl at the end of the season? And now here we go. We are powered by grit on defense, man. If the Lions win, this is the epitome of grit. If we're able to take this ragtag defense and win a Super Bowl, then I don't know what else is grit. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. A sad way to start the morning.